What's your absolute max power you ever hit in a sprint?
1861. I learned from a crash, take my time, as a lot of riders have to do, like for example Remco, or you just have to accept, take your time. The Gabba, I'm doing a lot of Belgium races where the razor is not that good. That's my best kit. Yeah, with Castelli, we have so many clothes, it's super nice. Yves Lampard just told me, stay in the wheel of Luc, be confident, we will make it to the finish. And then at 200 meters to go, it was the left corner to the finish. I was in second position, and from there I say, okay, I can only win now. Actually, I like to be a leader when I feel good, ready for it.
Welcome to the Castelli podcast, where we bring you the stories, the clothing, and the people shaping the future of cycling. Today we are diving into the journey of a rising star, Paul Magnier. At just 20 years old, this French powerhouse is already making waves in the WorldTour with Soudal Quick-Step. Some people even compare him to the legend Bernard Hinault. Born in Texas and raised in Grenoble, France, Paul's path to the WorldTour has been anything but ordinary. A multidisciplined talent, he first made his mark with a bronze medal at the Junior Mountain Bike World Championships before transitioning to the road, where he wasted no time making history. In his first professional race, he claimed victory at the Trofeo Ses Salines in Mallorca, becoming the youngest Frenchman since the legendary Jacques Anquetil to win a pro race. An achievement that set the tone for a breakthrough season. He followed up with wins at the Tour of Oman, multiple stage victories at the Giro Next Gen and the Tour of Britain, and a growing list of podium finishes that highlight his immense potential. A powerhouse sprinter with a flair for the classics, Paul secured second place at both Omloop Het Nieuwsblad and Les Semines a few weeks ago, where none other than Mathieu van der Poel himself took notice of his talent. His sprinting ability is already drawing comparisons to some of the best in the business as he trains alongside and learns from one of the best, Tom Boonen. Paul quickly earned his place as a key member of the Wolfpack, and this season he's set to take on his first Grand Tour at the Giro d'Italia and was hoping to be at the start line on Saturday for his first ever monument. However, a crash in the sprint finish of Sunday's final stage at Tirreno killed Magnier's dream of making his Sanremo debut. With his explosive 5-minute power for the Poggio, technical downhill skills, and powerful sprint accelerations, the Milano-Sanremo is a race that could suit him perfectly in the coming years. We'll talk more about this at the end of this episode. But now, let's get started. This is one conversation you won't want to miss. Let's welcome Paul Magnier on the Castelli podcast. Welcome on the Castelli podcast.
Thanks.
Your name has been on my list for some time now, and I'm very curious to hear more about your background because you have had one heck of a thrilling debut season in the WorldTour. Even more surprising for yourself with all the results because you had, was that in total 5 victories?
Yes, with the WorldTour 5, but I also had 2 with the Devo team and 1 with the national team.
Correct,
so
with the Giro d'Italia Next Gen. It's true, yes.
And was with the national team at it's under 23 race. Yes, it was a nice one.
And you have a lot of different qualities, and we know that. We'll get into that during this interview here. But first of all, just to kickstart the interview, and then I'll let you tell us more about your story. I have 5 questions, and you just give a short answer.
A short answer, okay.
Exactly. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, just like riding a sprint here. What's your absolute max power you ever hit in a sprint?
1861. I did it a few days ago, so that's why I remember it.
Who are you sprinting against? Tom Boonen?
just me on training. I love to sprint. I don't need to sprint with someone. I sometimes just doing sprint.
Really? So you can push yourself that far when you go solo?
Yes. Also on training everywhere.
You're not behind a scooter, a motorbike, something?
No, just by myself.
That is crazy. Because I remember reading somewhere when you won your first race in the WorldTour in Mallorca, Before coming into the sprint, you also had an average 5-minute power output of 484. Could that be?
Yeah, something like this. But
that's crazy before the sprint.
Yeah, it's a lot. It happened a lot, to be honest. On the race, is not just about the sprint. It's also the last 10K are pretty hard and pretty fast. So it's always quite good numbers on 5 minutes before sprint.
And you also beat Timelier in a training sprint.
Yes, on training camp December last year.
That's awesome. What's your max heart rate you ever hit in a race?
Was in Mallorca, 209, if I remember well. Yeah. I think with the excitation and emotions, it went super high.
Yeah.
And then I never beat it again.
That's also pretty high though.
Yeah.
What race is on the top of your list to win one day? Like the absolute most important race you could ever dream of?
A stage in the Tour, opener stage, to wear the yellow jersey one day. Yes.
For a Frenchman, there must be something very special, of course.
When I heard about the stories about Julian Alaphilippe, I just dream about it.
Yeah, because how many days did he do in a yellow?
14.
14 was in 2019, no?
Yes, 2019, yes. And they also wear it few other years.
Yeah, he did.
It's a lot of emotions.
It's a little bit too early because you're only 20 years of age.
Yes.
But you have already proved yourself like big time, but on different disciplines within cycling, like the complete all-round skilled cyclist. And I know that the French pressure cycling fans have already started comparing you to Bernard Hinault. Maybe it's a little bit early to say.
Yes, for sure. There is a lot of very good comparison. For me, I take it like a compliment, but yeah, we can say it when I have the same career, and it's not the case yet.
So if you had to pick, since you're very versatile on the bike, you can ride any surface. What do you prefer? Tarmac, gravel, cobbles, or beautiful, flowy dirt trail when you just go down the mountain on your mountain bike?
Dirt trails are really, it's really nice to do. I'm still doing it at home. I did some few races last year. It's really funny with friends. That's always super nice. But I also like to go on the roads.
Yeah.
Downhills are also funny.
True. You're also good at them.
Yeah, we did downhill in Val di Fassa last year, an altitude training camp, and it was super nice.
So I know that altitude camp is near San Pellegrino.
Yes.
And that's a little over an hour drive from the Castelli headquarters.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So if you go there again, then definitely stop by and say hi.
Yeah, I went 2 times last year, in May and in July.
In July.
Yeah.
You like it there?
Yes, the downhill of, what's the name?
Podoy?
No, a super steep one.
A steep one is probably coming down the Fedaya.
Fedaya.
Yes.
And there I did 110k an hour.
Oh boy!
I have the KOM of the straight line. I took it. I did a crazy sprint right after the corner, and I took the KOM. Staff was not happy, but I was happy.
No, it's true. I remember that. It comes really, really quick.
Yes, it's so steep, so it's straight. But
I remember last time I rode it was with Peter Stettner when he was racing for Garmin Sharp, Garmin Barracuda many years ago. But yeah, no, it's steep.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions when you're going down so fast. But then they were not happy because they were scared about a marmota across the road.
Yes, yeah.
And there maybe...
Because there are a lot of the marmota.
Yeah, there is a lot. And the descent of Bordeaux, for example, it's always
you can just hear them like in the background.
Screaming.
We definitely need to catch up when you meet up when the team goes there next time. You have access to the big box of one of the best, most innovative cycling clothing arsenals. Which product of Castelli is your favorite and stands out to you and make your job as professional cyclist a little bit easier?
I will say the Gabba. I'm doing a lot of Belgium races where the weather is not that good. And I can say that it's really good when it's windy conditions, rainy conditions. There is a lot of rain protection on it.
Yeah.
So that's my best kit. But I'm with Castelli and the team. We have so many clothes. It's super nice to have nice bib shorts and nice skin suit also. We already tried the new ones, and I hope it will be fast as the Castelli said.
Like you have seen the aero data on it,
Yes,
no?
exactly. Yeah. It's super nice.
It's definitely faster than what you have ever raced in before. And then you also know, again with the new Gabba R, as you said.
Yeah, it's also super fast. We tested already when I went to America with Specialized, and it's really super fast.
Did they also test it in the tunnel, or do you just
we
outside?
tested in the tunnel. Yeah, exactly.
Good,
So we also have the numbers.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, it's good to test because on the Belgium Classics, sometimes you don't know if you have to put it off for the finish or not.
Yeah.
But we saw that it's so fast that you don't really need to put it off.
No. Just keep it on. Actually, you go fast. I mean,
you actually go faster.
Yeah. When you get into the aero tuck position, it's a little slower than just a skin suit. But if it's raining and
exactly.
cold, and the good thing is also knowing that most of the race. So I mean, apart from when you go in the aero tuck position, then you're saving energy that whole time, and you're staying warmer because you're still protected from the rain, the wind,
and also we did a lot of tests about how many energy the body produces to make the body warmer.
Yeah.
And it will be super interested to stay with the Gabba and save energy from the body because the body will stay warm because of the Gabba. So that's only good benefits.
I mean, if you put all these extra marginal gains together, I mean, it really adds up. It makes a huge difference.
Yes.
So, but no, we did 2 wind tunnel testings of the Gabba in early 2024. The first ones we did were like, whoa, it's actually faster than our fastest aero road suit when you're in a normal position.
Yeah.
So we had to test it also with different riders. So we tested both with Asgreen, Remco, tested also on an amateur, ex-professional cyclist. And the numbers they just stayed true. I mean, we exactly. So we did a couple of testing, but it's fast and it's protective. And also if then at one point you want to take it off, let's see that things will start heating up very much, because it's also very breathable same time. But you can still stuff it away, take it away, put it in your back pockets, which you couldn't do with the old one or with the rain cape. So.
Yeah, it was bigger. The old one.
It was bigger,
now it's really small.
Yeah, so no, that's good to hear.
I'm excited to race with it.
We're excited to see you win more races. I get good results for
that. I hope
so. So, Paul, what was your first Castelli memory?
I think Castelli know it. Everybody talks about the rain jackets because that's really big points. Really big positive point. Most of the pro riders are using the products. So I had one in the past because when you're doing mountain bike and everything, you also like to go for a ride under the rain because it's also funny, because it's slippery and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So my first Castelli product was a rain jacket.
Do you remember the year, more or less?
Was when I was junior, so 2019, something like this. 2020.
That's cool. The thing is that also talking to other riders from other teams and amateurs, some of them, they also call us and ask for all black, like you said, Gabbas or rain capes.
Yeah.
We actually now have a line of all black race performance products, which we offer to other race teams with no Castelli logo on, called the Secret Pro Collection.
No one of the teams say it, but most of the teams are using Castelli jackets. Yeah.
There was like winter gloves.
Also.
They have a little bit of that in the in the wardrobe at home, and it's definitely an area where we excel big time. And then also being able to still keep, like with the new suit that you're having for next year, the new Sanremo, keep improving also the summer aero gear, because it's I don't know if you know the story, but I guess it was in 2007 that Castelli introduced to like what we see today, the first really aerodynamic jersey, when everyone else were riding around with these more like flapping raglan sleeve cutted jerseys. You remember? I don't know if you remember because you're still very young, but you can probably see it on photos. And then with the Cervelo test team, then it really took off in 2009.
Okay.
And then you would have other brands copying the idea of the aero jersey, because same thing what happened with the Gabba. When we introduced the Gabba to the Cervelo test team, then other riders see it and they go to their sponsors and ask, "Hey, why don't
we
you
want this also?"
So, and the same with the Sanremo suit. Do you actually know the story behind the Sanremo suit?
maybe a story around Milan Sanremo.
It is, yeah.
But I don't know what the story is.
But it was 2009 when Cavendish, he won Milan Sanremo,
Okay.
a monument.
Yeah, monument.
And Heinrich Haus, racing for this Velo test team, he got second, but he was only beaten by 1.5-2 centimeters. So nothing really on the line by Cav. That he was so down, completely devastated. And he spoke to Castelli's brand manager, Steve Smith, about it. And Steve thought about, all the wind tunnel testing we have done on aero shorts, aero jerseys and stuff, if we then just sew them together, because back then there was already teams that were wearing time trial suits for road racing. But they're not comfortable. I mean, you can do it in a criterium, but you cannot do a full road race in Milan Sanremo, like almost 7 hours,
Exactly.
So thought about stitching the two pieces together, making a full length zipper. So you still could stop for natural breaks if you had to. You had the 3 rear pockets and eliminating all the flaps and that you would have on the folds on the side of the jersey. If he would have worn the Sanremo speed suit, apart from saving a lot of energy, extra energy during the 7 hours, but also in the sprint with that speed, he would actually have won the Milan Sanremo.
That's interesting.
So again, putting into a perspective of looking at numbers, I mean, everything could still have happened in that sprint.
Yes.
But if we imagine that the sprint would have been the same, he would actually have won and beaten Cav. And this is where everything started. That's why we call this Sanremo speed suit.
Okay.
And the first victory in the speed suit then came in 2011 when Johan van Sumeren won the Paris-Roubaix in that suit. Because, also in such a long distance on the couples.
It's fast race also.
Yeah, it's a very fast race, They're also especially without there going solo. Like I think he attacked on the Carrefour de l'Arbre, and he had, I think, Cancellara chasing him behind. It just adds up. It just makes him that bit faster, and then...
Sometimes it's just a little bit, but... when you start about thinking a little bit,
it all adds up.
That makes the difference.
Yeah, exactly. So you have had, as we said earlier, one heck of a debut season with a lot of victories. But unfortunately, after the 3 stage wins there at Tour Britain, you also had a very bad crash that forced you to end your campaign.
Yeah, that was... a bad memory, I would say, but I don't even remember, to be honest, from the crash, because I hit really hard the head. I broke the helmet and I woke up at the hospital. But I have a lot of stitches on the body. But now I'm again back on training. I beat some records.
And you're focused and it didn't scare you or anything?
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything. I went back on the bike, back on the mountain bike. I still can do some jumps. I'm not scared anymore. Yeah, it just gives me motivation. I learn from a crash, take my time.
Yeah.
As a lot of riders have to do, like for example Remco or any other riders.
Yeah.
You just have to accept, take your time. For sure I missed big championships, but yeah, I'm only 20 years old and I will have more chance to do it next.
You got many years ahead of you, and you still got a lot to learn.
Yes.
So and cycling is, as I was talking to Eve about this morning, it's all about being patient.
Yes.
Not expecting to win everything in your first few years as a pro. It just it will come to you if you just prepare for it well.
Exactly. Also for the winter, I prefer to really take my time, do some really nice base endurance ride, be really solid on the basics, and then when the races start, I don't need to be good at the first race, but the most important, at the races I really like the most are in March, April, and also during the summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't need to be 100% in January.
Yeah, but what about your off season? Do you ever take some time off the bike, or do you just keep riding, having fun, go around mountain biking without
most
focus?
of the time take some really off time. I love to take time with my friends. They are a lot of them are cyclists, so I can really take off the mind, take time for me, for my with my family also. I'm really close with my family, so I take a lot of time with them. And I don't go that much in holidays in different countries and everything because we are already traveling the world all the year.
Yeah.
So I prefer to be on my bed and just take my time. But this year I had to take it with the crash. But normally, I did tennis before to do cycling. I did a lot of different sports. And for sure, I like to go also a bit on party.
Of course. I mean, it is off season. You need to
it's off season.
And it's even shorter today than it used to be.
Yes, and also I'm only 20 years old, so I like to have a adolescent life also.
Yeah.
I try to be really focused during the season, but when I can switch off a bit, I really love to enjoy.
What are your friends back home? What are they saying? The ones that are not into cycling, that you turn professional? And
it's hard to understand my life also. Like also when I want to go to holidays, for example, they are all at school. So for me, it's also a bit strange. But I do my ride. I wait them finish school. And then, in cycling, you have a lot of free time, but it's also time to rest.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's difficult to manage to have time to go with them, but sometimes it's easy. It's really depend on the period. And for them, it's also good. They really support me on what I'm doing. Sometimes they go to ride with me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
But isn't it strange for them suddenly seeing you, like Paul Magnier, that they used to just hang out with, who used to be this kid loving riding mountain bike, and now they would find your face and your name, maybe, I'm not saying the front cover of the newspaper, but they see you in socials, they will see you on French and international cycling sites. It must be a little strange for them, no? Or they still see you as the Paul that they know?
Still see me as a Paul, and also with them, I make sure I stay Paul Magnier, not a big head. And so cool. It's also actually good to have
stay grounded.
Really good friends, stay on the ground, and also, make sure, I stay the same.
Yeah, that's important. And keep doing that for the rest of your career.
Yes, that's really important, I think.
It is, yeah. So, Paul, we mentioned mountain biking a lot. Let's have you tell our listeners about your journey into cycling. How did it all begin?
Yeah, it all began. My dad was a cyclist before, but when I was young, he didn't give me the obligation to go to ride or something. So he just let me make my life. I did tennis, I did ski, I did athleticism, all these three sports at really good level. And then at one point I was doing races because he liked it, and sometimes I was just going there to give him bottles or just support him.
Yeah.
And one day I said, okay, I want to try, but I was more motivated about doing mountain bike. So I start with the mountain bike. Then I did some VO2 max tests. There was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I had no results on the mountain bike because you need technical skills. Even if I had the legs, I did not have the technical skills. But I still asked to go on the sports school mountain bike. There I have been selected because of my VO2 max and not my results. But
big engine.
I train a lot my technical skills. I did a lot of more than the others about technical because I like it. Even when I was doing tennis or ski, I like the sport, but I also like the performance. So I was doing a lot. Then the COVID came. I still train a lot on the rollers. And then I did my first race after COVID. And it was a French Cup in France. And I start 12 row, I think. And mountain bike, it's really important to start in the front. But I was really in the back. And I finished second.
Wow.
And from there, it's how it starts. Directly be selected to go to Besançon. It's the Pôle France, we say, with all the best French riders for sports school.
Yeah.
And then, I started to love victory, and this is how it started.
Didn't you also win the nationals in 2021?
With
in Léger?
Team, no, in 2021 was or 2022, 2021 maybe. I did third at the World Championships.
Third, yeah, not the Worlds, yeah.
Third at the Worlds on the mountain bike. Yeah, I did third, and then maybe 1 month later, fourth on the road in Wollongong in Australia.
Yeah.
That was amazing season.
But you also come from, as you said, from a sporty family. But I think we also need to add to the context here that where you live in France, you live in Grenoble.
Yes.
Yeah. And Grenoble is, as you can explain to our listeners, in the middle of
the mountains, the Alps mountains.
Yeah.
So big mountains, to be honest.
They're all the French climbs and the mountains that we know of from the Tour de France and
exactly. And I'm also excited that it will start in Vif, the stage with more than 5,000 meters of elevation. It's 5K from where I'm living, so
oh really?
That will be nice. They will do my home climbs. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a climber, but I do a lot of climb on trainings and everything. I really like it. It's really beautiful.
I mean, outside your doorstep, and plus that your total weight. What is that? I mean, you're a tall guy, but your total weight is 70.
1.87 m, something like this. And this morning I did some tests, and I was 88 kilos.
Yeah.
No, 78.
Sorry. 78, yeah. And I think your race weight is probably 1 or 2 less or something.
Yes. I'm always less.
But it's also nice. You grew up in a sporty family with your dad also racing as an age grouper. Or and then you did skiing or probably still. I guess sometimes you also still go skiing in winter.
I would like to, but in the contract we cannot go to ski because it's dangerous for the knee. That's the biggest injury. Yeah.
Would you usually do downhill skiing?
I was doing downhill ski. Yeah. Yes.
What about Nordic lists?
I think we can do cross-country ski, but
you're not into that.
No, I don't actually really like.
You got some really nice plateau like Castelli.
I also live close to Lens-en-Vercors.
Oh, true.
It's also really nice.
Yeah.
But I was really loving with the ski in the powder and with.
It's also fantastic there.
But I will do it after my career.
Yeah,
I have all the time.
Exactly. So you achieved some fantastic results in mountain biking. How did the connection with Trinity come about?
So I started to do some road race with the national team or with my club, Chavagnon was it? And directly I won some races, I think more because I was smart. They were all thinking I was a mountain biker, so I will be strong but not smart, but it was the opposite. And I always had a big power. So I was able to win some small group sprints, and this is where it started.
Yeah.
So in junior I had good results in mountain bike and roads, and Trinity was the perfect combination about mountain bike and road. So I joined the team, and it was also an amazing year.
Yeah. You had some really good results there, but also with Trinity has fostered some big stars of today. I mean, the likes of Tom Pidcock, Ben Turner, Ben Healy, Luke Lampardi.
My teammate, yes.
Exactly. Have all graduated from the team and so many others. So,
it's really, really nice to learn in that team. They don't have the biggest budget. They are not the biggest team and blah, 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 but they are really motivated. They really make the team learning how to ride together, how to have good organization. That was really nice to learn. And also you learn English, which is really important. Like here in Quick-Step, I'm not talking French anymore. So that was the perfect team for me. And now I'm really happy to step up in Quick-Step.
Yeah. The next language you would have to learn, I assume, will be Flemish.
I was talking with Alaphilippe, and he did 10 years in the team, and he still don't know how to talk it. It's really hard language.
It is really hard.
Maybe one day, but I prefer Italian or Spanish. It's more beautiful.
Do you speak a little bit of Italian since you're not
a little bit, but
okay.
More Spanish because I learned Spanish at school.
Well, so when you know Spanish, then it's easy to learn Italian. So
I try to learn Italian a bit with Duolingo, but it's not really talking. It's more about knowing the words.
Yeah, you probably pick up a little bit. But the cycling language today, when you guys race, has changed so much over the last 10, 20 years.
Yes.
Because before it used to be more Italian, French, Spanish driven, but today everything is in English. Everything, when you guys talk also in the big pack, you know, during races, everything is international now, but also thanks to some of the, of course, English teams and the North European teams. It's
everything start to be international, and the English is the language everybody knows to talk.
It is
almost.
How has then the transition into Soudal Quick-Step been? You came here December for the first time, 2023.
Yes.
To meet with the team.
Yes.
And get to know everyone. I mean, how did it click? Just like meeting everyone, suddenly having a coach here on the team, a performance coach, having nutritionists, the seniors, the mechanics, getting to know everybody.
I had stars in the highs. So many people here. I think we are more than 100 people.
Yeah, it's a big group. Yeah.
So it's really big group. But then you start to know each other a bit better. You start to remember their name, their family, their life, what they like, and everything. So from there, it starts with stars in the highs, and then you do some training with the other riders. You test the new bike, the new clothes. It starts like this, and then you really enjoy all the year.
Yeah, but the transition was easy, and then suddenly also you already winning your first race.
Yes.
Mallorca, beginning of the season. That was also like everyone was like, okay, chapeau to this kid here.
For sure, yes. I'm the youngest in the team, so for sure everybody is looking a bit at you. They test you a bit. And then I did good training camp because I beat him earlier on training. So everybody started to say, okay, maybe Paul have something in the legs. And then on the first race, they make me as a leader with Lamperti as a lead out man, and it directly matched. So there was a surprise for me. I think also a surprise for the team, but they were really confident on me. They really make the team 100% for the spring for me. So there I can thank the team to give me the opportunity to sprint and
to shine.
Amazing.
But then also knowing Luke from Trinity, you also had to get to know and build confidence with the other riders in the lead-out train. Because there's something you trained before, but Mallorca was already early.
Yes, but I think big advantage of the team is that we are working a lot on the lead-outs. I think Quick-Step always had one of the biggest lead-out in the WorldTour team.
Yeah,
we have really strong riders with big power, and from there it matched quite fast. To be honest, even in Mallorca it was perfect. Yves Lampard just told me, stay in the wheel of Luke, be confident, we will make it to the finish. And then it was maybe 200 meters to go. It was a left corner to the finish. And I was in second position, and from there I say, okay, I can only win now.
Yeah.
And then I make it to the finish, and it was big emotions.
Yeah.
This was the first time I really see huge teamwork. Everybody give 100% for you. So when you're at 1K to go, you're like, fuck, now I have to make it. They all give their job, and now it's my time to do the job. And actually, I like to be a leader when I feel good, ready for it. It's a position I like.
What goes through your mind? When you're in the moment, you don't have time to think. You just act on instinct, and like you said, you just focus on the target is to cross the finish line first. But what goes through your mind? How do you prepare physically and mentally for a sprint like that one in Mallorca, where you knew the team was racing for you?
It's a bit strange because I have easy tactics. So I'm doing a lot of the town sign sprint, and I make the finish line like this to make it less pressure. I'm just thinking, we are a group of maybe 100 riders, and the goal is just to win the town sign sprint.
Yeah.
And like that, the pressure really goes out, and it's like this. I do it like this on almost every race. I really look at the parkour of the last 3K to make sure I know every corner if there is some. And there I'm just like, okay, I need to win this sprint. If I don't win it, it's okay. There will be another town sign sprint in few days. So I make it like this, and it's really helped to make the pressure down.
It's true. And also because that we know with cycling, it's not like a lot of other like tennis or soccer or any other sport that there's 50% chance that you win.
Yes.
But with cycling, I think cyclists, we are some of the best losers in the world because, we have more downs than ups,
There is a lot of riders who never
win in the career, correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And remember one time that Lulu was asking him the exact same question as when he crashed at Strade that year.
yeah.
But also he told me after, it was one of my main goals, for the spring season, and one of my big goals. But yeah, it just dust off, what happened, and you just look forward. There's new race, next weekend or tomorrow maybe.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's the best way to
Just, mentally
mentally,
clear,
because cycling is hard sport mentally. You're training hard, and when the result isn't there, sometimes it's hard to switch or
it is.
directly into mental mode to come back stronger.
Yeah.
But if you can make it, if you have the support, family, the team, friends, that's make it easier, and that's really important.
That's very important. So what about Tim Melier? Is he also giving you some feedback from his experience of sprinting, but also with the lead out train and stuff?
Yes, for sure. We did already a bit at the training camp 1 year ago. But then we didn't race that much together. And then we raced again together in Poland. So that was really important for me to see how we manage a sprint. For me, it was town sign sprint, for example. And for him, it's different. So I can learn from it. And also now I call him Papi because he's 12 years old more than me. So we have really a lot of experience, and we can talk a lot about that. And it's super nice to have a big sprinter like this in the team, because I can take the experience for him. And I don't need to go away to see someone else. He's in my team, the strongest sprinter this year, so that's amazing.
He is amazing, and just also the way that he won the Europeans, but also the Giro, just the way he just comes out of nowhere, and his acceleration is just so fast.
Yes, he's so fast. It's super nice also to train with him, because we can push the limit together. Because I remember we did some sprint at the altitude camp. It was 20-second sprint, and we start, and you're together, and then it's every second count, and then we are almost always finished together. And that was, really pushed the limit, and that's what I'm looking for in the team, to have someone stronger than me, to push the limit as hard as you can.
Yeah. Since you got a lot of qualities, maybe we should look at you more as an all-round rider. You're really good at sprinting, we know that, but do you want to pursue a career as a 100% sprinter, or do you want to be more like an all-round guy?
For the moment, all the team and me knows that I'm fast guy, but I also really like to suffer on 5 minutes efforts, even longer or even shorter. So I still need to discover other type of races, classics.
Yeah.
Also last year in Plouay in France, 260k race. Ended up with the second place, behind the strong rider, Mark Hirschi. But I like also this type of race where I know that I don't need to drop everybody, because I'm fast guy. So I just need to be in the front group and do my best on the sprint. So that's actually something I will see the next few years.
Yeah. I mean, you still got a lot of years ahead of you, as we said, but also a lot of ways to develop into different areas. And is there one specific classic race you would like to win?
Sanremo, and then also Tour of Flanders, and also Paris-Roubaix. That's races I will do maybe in few years, big monuments. Long race, I really like when it's long races, because at the end it's really the legs talking. So I will see in few years, but already Sanremo.
Sanremo.
Yes.
Your first monument.
The first monument.
And then when you come down to the Via Roma, down with the sprint down in Sanremo, I almost get goosebumps like every time I talk about it, or even see the photos or images on television. It's something special.
It's also good that I also talk with Alaphilippe, who already won that race.
Yeah.
And he say it's a really special race, but it's hard difficult, tactical. It's super nice race.
Which you also have some really good skills there. You need to be, as we have seen
Yes,
also with Poggy, we have seen it with other, you need to be really good at descending.
Yes, exactly. Like, what's his name? The good downhill rider.
Mohoric, yeah.
He won 1 year because of his...
With the dropper post. Yeah.
Yes. So that's interesting race.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see you there.
Yeah.
So, Paul, what does your race program look like after Milano Sanremo?
Yeah, I will do the Giro, but that's something we have to stay in touch with the team because I will have to see how tired I am after all the classics. I will have a big program, so I will try to take mounts by mounts and see how it goes. But it's always good to have an idea of the plan, and the Giro can be a good idea.
That will be big. I mean, already ride your first Grand Tour in your second season.
Yes.
As a pro.
Yes. But I'm motivated for it. So the team said, as long as you're motivated for a race, for them it's not a problem. We just have to make a plan, an idea, a train. Also see if it's fixed with the goal of the team. So yeah, I will see.
That's good. Yeah, then take one step at a time. And that's awesome. Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to jumping on the pod here with me. That was fantastic. Interesting to hear about your story. And I still feel like I have so many other questions that are still unanswered, but we will have time in the future to catch up again. And I'm looking forward maybe halfway through the season here, the 2025 season. Will be interesting to maybe meet up again and continue this chat.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you very much, and all the best of luck for the season. And thanks again for joining the Castelli pod.
Thank you.
And I'll see you around.
Yeah, see you.
Okay, ciao, ciao.
Thanks.